Hi everyone, it's Graham and Alex from watercoolsup.com.au. Today we're going to talk about the 2017 range of paddles from Aqua Marina. The first one we're going to talk about is the standard paddle, this guy here. This is the new paddle for 2017. It's the same as last year's paddle in that it's an anodized black alloy paddle that breaks down into three pieces. Very easy to pull the paddle apart. Pop that paddle down, breaking it into three pieces, so you can see that together this breaks down into a small package for travel, so that's really nice. The main difference between this year's standard paddle and last year's standard paddle is the blade size. So if I was to overlay the paddles one over the top of the other, you'll see that the new paddle is quite a bit narrower than the old paddle. Now, there's been a trend in paddle design over the last year, from 2016 to 2017, to go to a narrower blade length. So the shape of the blade has changed, and it's also a little bit narrower. That means it's going to pull through the water more cleanly than the old paddle. The idea is that it's less fatiguing. So as you draw your paddle through the water, it's going to be less fatiguing, which means that you're not going to put the same kind of stress on your back, on your shoulders, on your forearms as what you might have with a broader paddle, which has a greater catch. The other advantage to a narrower paddle is that you can increase your cadence. That means how many strokes per minute, how often you can pull that paddle through the water in a minute, which means with a narrower paddle you'll be able to increase how many strokes per minute you make. So these paddles are beautiful to paddle with, easier to paddle with than the previous versions, with a slightly narrower blade. And this is the case with most paddles by most manufacturers have come down a little bit. So the standard paddle, new graphics over last year. The standard paddle is, the blade is a mix of 70%, 30% nylon and glass in the blade end. Both those blade ends are the same in terms of what they're made in and also the shape of the blade. The next paddle we're going to talk about is the Carbon Guide. The Carbon Guide's an awesome paddle, super lightweight, really strong, very, very comfy to paddle with, breaks down into three pieces as does the standard paddle, so snaps apart like that, has exactly the same adjustment as the standard, so you can pop that in, slide it up and down, packs down into those three pieces, so if you're travelling, it's a ripper. The advantage of a carbon paddle over the alloy paddle is that this paddle will have more flex in it. So if you're going to paddle with more people on your board, say you've got a super trip or something like that, and you've got a couple of kids on your board, or a couple of kids, 4 or 5 kids on a super trip, this paddle will work a little bit more with you. It's got a little flex in it, very, very comfy. Of course, it's lightweight. It's roughly the same weight as last year's paddle. The main difference is the shape of the blade, which is going to pull through the water more easily, just make for a greater paddling experience. The standard paddle is 100 grams lighter, so it's gone from 1,000 grams last year to 900 grams this year. So the standard paddle is a little bit lighter. The Carbon Guide is pretty much the same weight, just an improvement on the blade end. So these are definitely my two favourite paddles, and the great new graphics on both of those paddles for 2017. So if you're interested in a new paddle, by all means give us a ring at Watercooled Sup on 0414 52218. Speak to Alex or myself, he's doing the camera work for me right now. Love these paddles, they're fantastic value for money. You don't have to spend a fortune on paddles to get a great paddle experience. Speak to you soon, and see you at watercoolsup.com.au. Thank you.